So you in June 5th, I didn't post my vision dream. Was really mad at Pope Francis for anti-Pope for changing the Lord's Prayer, and my anger probably saw me like, what's the word, a bit blurry in the vision. So I didn't post it. Plus, it was something I disregarded as a lesser event, if I could say so. But probably not right from me to judge like this, since God gave it to me. So what happened was there was a murder scene, and I just saw right now on YouTube, they were saying a woman is missing on the 24th wooden area, and it pushes me to say about this homicide that I witnessed in a vision. And when I woke up, I'm like, okay, this just happened, because usually God gives me every day. Which, while this woman is 24th, it might not seem like me, but have a look, especially if it's they say there's blood splatter in the video I saw 1 minute. Me, what I saw is this. It's not quite like the story that I see a minute from that woman. For me, it was a man that was and it's flu 75%. Usually I'm 100%. Again, probably because of my anger, at the end of the day, seeing that the news that the Pope Francis changed the prayer. So what happened is, I'm entering an apartment and just a little couch, and I see this man, probably being caught in the act, kind of, or in his house, that the man and this man, and I'm witnessing, and this man, he smashed him on the head with something, an object, uh, probably improvised. There's something heavy, and I see the splatter on that couch, probably a two-seat couch, whatever they call it, lovely couch, whatever. And it's not like this woman, but I don't know, because it's kind of blurry. But I guess maybe it happened here. And the point is, after this, I don't see the woman no more, and the man is asking himself in the head, how I'm gonna hide the body. And I'm close to him, kind of, and he's thinking about the forest, just like in that news. That's what's prompted me to remember and put it there. And since I didn't think about it since then, but then after this, he finds it's a bad problem. I see him on the street, and a neighbor comes, and it's a desolated street. It's very, very, like, not a lot of neighbors. Neighbor had to make a couple steps, and you see him on the sidewalk, like close to his car, and you realize that his friend is in problem with a crime, and he suggests to him, like, yeah, a better place to hide the body, and that wouldn't find, and it was the mountains. And I woke up, and I thought, okay, he said the mountains, probably by that time, couple animals that taking, and and I don't know if now it's reversed with woman. uh I'm gonna still have a look at it, and think about it, but again, like I said, this kind of was discarded from me compared to others, vision and dreams, like. But let's see what happens. So, making of this dream vision I had on the 5th, I didn't remember, or I forgot it. I kind of was in a bad mood, because the Pope changed the Lord's Prayer, and the next day I didn't share it. And I had this, and I felt like it was not important. But it seems like today I stumbled about what might be this crime scene, because it was a crime scene. Usually I get you know politics or revelation or something that is more important, like the peace of the world, and or my my holiness, my private life, and at this time, beside being mad, I was, I fall. I had a little setback in my spiritual life that night. So all this together, and I was walking straight in the Lord before that for about 2 months or more. So I didn't share it, but it seems now that this woman had 5 children, and I don't know the name of the woman, but there's an affair. There's 3 people and one got killed. This is like my dream, okay? So usually it's very vivid in my mind, the dream's vision, but maybe because of my anger the night before, just about my day was over, and I saw the new that Pope changed, and I just made me set up before going to bed or before my day was over in bad mood. So all this probably caused to me to not be objective, but subjective, not in what the vision gives me, but in my heart condition. So here's the thing: I'm following or am somebody, and this is the almost the only vision I cannot figure out. And I enter an apartment, and let's say here there's a love seat. I remember the couch. Um, I guess it was, if I had to do a color, would be, I won't talk about the color. But it didn't seem, I won't talk about it. I don't know why I heard to not talk about it. And it seemed to me about this thing here, a love seat, just the length of somebody. And it seemed like the wall probably will be against, the face is about there, and somebody come behind, and somebody is resting, and somebody is splattering with something, an object, the head of that person. And I remember the blood just did a splatter, and I told myself, it splatter um, on that object. And I heard the news that there's blood splatter, and this woman is missing for 1 minute only. I don't even know her name. I'll check it after. So if there's blood splatter in the couch, and the couch is this, well, this is the crime scene. So then past the other stuff that I'm gonna tell you, the third part, where to look for the body. But the second part is, then I see what I thought was a man, because it was me and a truck SUV. It's just the picture I just saw, and it was staying there, like on the right side of the a road, residential road. But it felt to me that it was a certain distance of the house, which probably was, the car will come this side on the house, and it was this side. So that person, which was me, was kind of stressed, not knowing what to do. And now I understand it's about what to do with the body. But at that time, I don't know why. I just feel like, because the visions are really like they showing. But now that person is like this, the car, it's dark. And then I see the road, and there's just meant to me that there's not like a neighbor and a neighbor very close by. There's some distance. You have to walk a little bit. Then I thought, it's more a rich residential or kind of stuff like that, more distance from the neighbor. But then I see somebody coming, and it's a man, and he kind of smiled, and he understood the trouble I was trying to hid the crime. And he suggests to me that the woods, and now I remember the way it was, I just knew the woods was very close by or behind the house. And I believe this was in the news too, in CNN, what they just posted today. And that person said no, but suggests in the mountain. So go look to the mountain, and I felt like the mountains were on the left, just close by, not too far from the house. And here's how it is. I just did a video a minute ago. I thought was a man killing another man for a woman, but in which apartment or house they are, because that person just rested. So it seems in this case, if it's this case, you know the details more than me. It's a man. I don't want to talk too much. I'm tired. Was a He has a girlfriend, so maybe the girlfriend did it, and the man that I saw in the street is actually the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend or the husband. I don't know if they had the kids together, probably, and it was a jealousy cause. And I guess when I did in the vision the crime, I thought it was a man on my first video, but because I'm a man, but I didn't see myself, right? So sometimes I can feel, or not, I cannot feel a woman, depends if there's something. But in this case, I guess the woman, and I didn't see myself in the mirror. And the other woman that I thought after I wake up, I'm like, okay, it's a man to do that to another man and a woman, and the other man comes in the street. But in fact, is that you don't see yourself if it's the woman that splattered the head of the other woman, and the other woman I didn't see it clearly because the face was like this on the back where you put your back. The face was turned this way to sleep, kind of rest, and trying to remember if I saw that face. So I can't remember why I thought maybe I misinterpret when I woke up with all me being a man. Like it's pretty rare a woman will do that to another woman. So this is what I think, and this is what it seems like if it's this crime scene. Because when I woke up, I thought, there's mountains where I am. I thought it's something that happened that day because I get stuff by the day. In North Vancouver, there's mountains, but now it seems it might be this crime scene, which was what on the 24th she reportedly missing. That's like 2 weeks ago. Might be this, and maybe God gave me something in the past because I fell in sin and I was mad, and I'm like, God, there's Pope and the church. But next day, I'm like, okay, you can't abandon the church because of a Pope. And I made a video, because of an anti-Pope. What about if the anti-Pope was completely like a sinner and he's up there? You're not going to abandon the church, right? So even if he's sneaky and he says stuff like today, the ones who are changed about changes are tempted by the devil. Yeah. What about he's tricky. He's using something that can be both for good or for evil. And people are like, lukewarms. He's really sneaky because let's say you change something for good to the worst. That's not a temptation for the devil, right? Only if it's for the worst to good. But he's very tricky. He doesn't finish his sentence and he uses what could use for the good, for the bad. It's the only thing I withheld in that vision was, like I said, I just rechecked the video on CNN about now I know her name, Jennifer Dulos. And man, it's no, I would say 80 to 90% it looks like it, because in the picture now, I don't want to see what I just saw in the vision, because then some people might just say, he's just saying that, which this argument makes no sense, because if somebody would do that, first of all, he would not talk about it like this, or will not have reported, will try to hide. But it seems distant. If that's the house they show on CNN today, down and right, you can park, and they live together, and that explains to me the only thing I withheld is that when the thing was stroking, it seems like first he went and said, you can lie there. kind of just like a guest, you would say, and kind of almost I felt like I was in my kind of home. That strange feeling. But now they live together, so it maybe oh yeah, just rest, and then it went kind of back and forth. That person and came back, and when that person was just about to rest, or just started to sleep kind of, then boom, on the head, and I see that splatter just like one time, kind of, and I told myself, "But the couch is soil." That's strangely what's the thought I had during the vision. Uh, it's, and that's it. So that's the only thing I would tell. After that, they already said everything.